let us discuss about the verb and kinds of verbs. Okay? The verb and kinds of verbs. What is a verb? We all know. All the action words. All the action words comes under verbs. See here, I wrote the definition. A verb is a word which says something about the subject. Okay? A verb is a word which says something about the subject. See here example. One example. The boy plays football. Plays is telling about the boy. We have discussed earlier about the subject and the predicate, right? What is a subject in a given sentence? When we speak about a person or a place or a thing or an animal, that becomes a subject. Okay, children? So here the verb means which says something about the subject is called a verb. Simply we can say it as a verb is also a doing word. Doing word means it is an action word. Panini gurchi telpedanini kriya antaru Telugulo kada. So here action words are called as the verbs. Okay, children? So let us see few examples here. The boy plays football. What the boy is doing here? Doing word or action words? Both mean the same. Okay? The boy plays football. What the boy is doing? He is playing. Plays football. So plays is a verb. Second example. The boy flies his kite. What the boy is doing? He is flying his kite. Okay? Flies is a verb. The boy opened the window. What the boy is doing? He is opening the window. Here it is in past tense. The open it is a verb. Okay? See, this is a verb. Did you understand now what is a verb? Verb means it is an action word. Okay? Pani. So here see sing. Singing is an action. Dancing is an action. Writing is an action. Next listening is an action. Speaking is an action. Working is an action. Driving is an action. Teaching is an action. Listening is an action. Stealing is an action, sailing is an action, making, breaking, etc. Like so many words are there. So what is a verb now? Action words. Action words are called as verbs. Okay. So we are having two kinds of verbs. How many kinds of verbs? Two kinds of verbs. One is transitive verb and the other is intransitive verbs. That's about kinds of verbs. See, we are having two kinds of verbs. Transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Okay, transitive and intransitive. Let us discuss about what is a transitive verb. Okay, so transitive verbs. See here few examples. The man killed a snake. Okay, the man killed a snake. Elise made a doll. The boy opened the window. Okay, so in these sentences, the verb killed itself does not make a complete sense, right? So here it requires an object. See, let us see here. What did the man kill? What did the man kill? The man killed a snake. The snake becomes an object. Okay? The snake becomes an object. And second sentence, see here, Elise made a doll. What did Elise made? She made a doll. So doll becomes an object. Okay? And next one. The boy opened the window. What did the boy open here? The window. Okay? So what did you understand here in the given sentences? The verb itself does not give a complete sense. So it requires an object. It requires an object to complete its meaning. Understood, children? So transitive verb means a verb which requires an object after it to complete its sense is called as transitive verbs. Okay? Transitive verbs requires an object. It requires an object to complete its sense. These are called as transitive verbs. Next, intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs means it requires an object to complete its sense, right? Whereas intransitive verbs means the sentence itself make a complete sense. The sentence itself make a complete sense. It does not require any object. Okay, it does not require any object to give a complete meaning. See here, the man died, the girl smiled, the sun shines. Here, the sentence itself gives a complete meaning. It does not require any object. Such kind of such kind of sentences are called as, such kind of verbs are called as intransitive verbs. Okay children, see, a verb does not require an object after it to complete its sense, but makes a good sense by itself. It makes a good sense by itself. So these are called as intransitive verbs. Did you understand children? Verb and kinds of verbs. So verb means an action word, okay, or doing words. We are having two kinds of verbs, transitive and intransitive. Transitive means it requires an object to complete its meaning, whereas intransitive means it does not require any object. The sentence itself makes a complete meaning. Okay, so these are kinds and these are verb and kinds of verbs. So still now we have discussed about verbs and kinds of verbs. Now let us discuss about another parts of speech, that is adverb and kinds of adverbs. Okay, what is an adverb? Adverb is a word which adds meaning to the verb. Okay, adverb is a verb which adds meaning to the verb and tells us how an action is done. It tells us how an action is done. For example, see, Mary sings sweetly. How Mary is singing? She is singing sweetly. Always you have to question. Okay, adverbs of, it always answers the question how. Okay, it always answers the question how. Okay, Mary sings sweetly. How Mary is singing? Sweetly. So sweetly is an adverb. Okay, sweetly adds meaning to the verb. Okay, next, she ran fast. How she is running? She is running fast. So fast is an adverb. We should never say fastly. Fastly is wrong. Okay, always you have to write it as fast. No fastly. Fastly is wrong. Okay children. So she ran fast. How she ran? Fast. Fast is an adverb. Do you understand now? Adverbs means which add meaning to the verbs. It always answers the question how. Okay. So next let us discuss about kinds of adverbs. So there are 5 kinds of adverbs. First one is adverbs of manner, adverbs of place, adverbs of time, adverbs of number and adverbs of degree. These are the 5 kinds of adverbs. First let us see about adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner always answer the question how. Okay, you have to remember, it always answer the question how. Okay, so adverbs of manner. Examples, see here. She ran fast. How she ran? How she is running? Fast. Fast is an adverb. The soldier fought bravely. How the soldier fought? He fought bravely. Bravely is an adverb. Peter acted wisely. How Peter acted? Wisely. Wisely is an adverb. The children are playing happily. How the children are playing? Happily is an adverb. Okay. The old man is walking slowly. How the old man is walking? Slowly. So these are all the adverbs. Adverbs of manner. It tells us how the action is done. Okay. Adverbs of manner means it tells us how the action is done. Okay children. Next let us discuss adverbs of place. Let us discuss about adverbs of place. Adverbs of place tells us where the action is done. Okay, it always answers the question where. Okay, adverbs of place tells us where the action is done. Adverbs of manner tells us how the action is done. Okay, see here few examples. The boys are waiting outside. Where the boys are waiting? Outside. Outside is a place. So it is an adverb. Adverbs of place. Okay. Next, he lives here. Where does he live? Here. Here is an adverb. So it is an adverb of place. And next, we looked for her everywhere. Where did we look for her? Where we look for her? Everywhere. So everywhere is an adverb. Adverbs of place. Next, the train stops there. Where does the train stop? There. So there is an adverb. Adverbs of place. Okay children. So now adverbs of place means it tells us where the action is done. So the words outside, here, everywhere, there tells us where an action is done. Such kinds of adverbs are called as adverbs of place. Discuss about adverbs of time. Okay? See a few examples here. He comes today. When he is coming? Today. The school will open tomorrow. When the school will open? Tomorrow. He came here daily. He came here daily. Daily is an adverb. She left early. When she left? Early. Okay? So adverbs of time means it always it tells us when the action is done. Okay? It always answers the question when. It always answers the question when. He comes today. When did he come? Today. Today is an adverbs of time. Okay? The school will open tomorrow. When the school will open? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is an adverbs of time. He came here daily. Every day he will come. So it is an adverbs of time. He left early. He left early. When did he leave? Early. So early is an adverbs of time. So here the words today, tomorrow, daily, early tells us when the action is done. Okay, it tells us when the action is done. Such adverbs are called as adverbs of time. Okay, let us discuss about adverbs of number. Adverbs of number tells us how often an action is done. It always answers the question how often. Okay, adverbs of number tells us how often an action is done. See here some examples. He came often to this house. How many times he came to the house? Often. Often means always. Okay. Next, you are always late. He is always late. Okay. Next, he seldom came here. Seldom means never. He never came here. Okay. So the words often, always, seldom. I visited him once. Once tells us adverbs of number. So these words often, always, seldom, once tells us adverbs of numbers. It always answers the question how often. Okay. So adverbs of number means the adverbs of number means it tells us how often an action is done. Now let us discuss about adverbs of degree. Okay. What is an adverbs of degree? It tells us how much or to what extent a thing is done. How much or to what extent an action is done. Okay. See here a few examples. He was very tired. How much he is tired? Or to what extent he is tired? Very tired. Very is an adverb. Okay. So adverbs of degree. He was nearly exhausted. How much he is exhausted? Nearly, almost. Okay, nearly is an adverb. And next, he is entirely deaf. He is completely deaf. It is an adverb. Adverbs of degree. He was partly pleased. Partly is an adverb. So here the words very, nearly, entirely, partly tells us how much or to what extent a thing is done. Okay. Such kind of adverbs are called as adverbs of degree. Okay children, hope you all have followed. So what is an adverb? Adverb is a word which has meaning to the verbs. Okay, it tells us how the action is done, when the action is done, where the action is done, and up to how much an action is done. How much or to what extent a thing is done. Okay, so this is all about adverb and kinds of adverbs. Thank you all.